Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. As always, it's a pleasure to have you guys join me as we dive back into 28 years later here on the channel. So in this video, we're going to be checking out the tomato meter, we're going to be checking out the popcorn meter, and we're going to be checking out the top critic reviews for this movie to see what those critics had to say in regards to this film itself. So at the moment, this movie is currently sitting at a 92% from 142 reviews. That is absolutely incredible. That is higher than I could have ever imagined. I thought this movie, looking at the marketing and the trailers and everything like that, I thought this movie could potentially be around the 70 mark, but 92, that's just blown my expectations of what this movie could truly achieve, just blown it out of the water, and I'm so happy with that. I'm sure a lot of you guys who enjoyed the movie, 92%, there's so many movies that would kill to have this high of a score on the platform, so that's fantastic. Then if we go over and look at the popcorn meter, which is effectively the audience score here, that has a 69% from 500 plus verified ratings. A verified rating is someone who can prove that they actually saw the movie. I think they have to take a picture of their ticket and upload a picture of their ticket to prove they saw the movie. But 69% for the audience score, again, that's pretty damn good. Not as high as the critic score, but 69% is still, still an impressive audience score. So across the board, when it comes to the critic score and the audience score, I think this movie's laughing. It's done a great job. They should be very, very happy with what they've achieved here. So with that down, let's go over and start taking a look at the top critic reviews and see what they had to say about the film. Okay, so starting with our first critic here from The Nightly. There are far more quiet, contemplative moments than you'd expect, and relative newcomer Alfie Williams effectively carries the weight. Okay, from the Los Angeles Times, it's a kooky spectacle, a movie that aggressively cuts from moments of philosophy to violence, from pathos to comedy. Tonally, it's an ungainly creature. From scene to scene, it lurches like the brain doesn't know what the body is doing. From Roger Ebert, a deeply earnest film, a picture whose sincerity is initially off-putting until it's endearing. From Perry Nemiroff, not only is 28 years later well worth the wait, but the story benefits from the lengthy gap between installments. It delivers big with rage, virus-sparked tension and action, but it also takes an unexpected turn that's staggeringly refreshing and effective. From Screen Crush, a great zombie series refuses to die. Oh, zombie series. Oh, that's not going to get you a lot of points there, my friend. A lot of fans will be very angry that you use the word zombie. It's not zombie, it's infected. There's a difference. It's not all that important, really. So, from the Arizona Republic, Boyle controls every frame. Don't let the mind-bending chaos of the chase scenes fool you. This is a technical marvel. Yeah, I mean, what they did with the rotating iPhones, the cameras, and the kind of arrow time, the bullet time kills with the infected, yeah, it's pretty unique, I have to say. Up next, from Slant Magazine, the film's conception of the future perceptively looks back to humankind's primeval past. From the Associated Press, this is an unusually soulful coming-of-age movie considering the number of spinal cords that get ripped right out of bodies. I like that. That's a pretty cool review. From Time Out, Boyle reinvents the zombie movie as a bloody pop art installation. Oh, again, using that word zombie. Oh, that's a big no-no. Okay, from the Film Verdict, as the two modern masters of genre subversion have matured, they've also figured out a way to check off the boxes of thrills and gore and suspense while also finding something real to say about perseverance, hope, and love. From Vanity Fair, Grim and Strange, 28 years later, finds Boyle once again following the irregular rhythms of his brain. From Austin Chronicle, as the start of a new trilogy for the franchise, it's a promising entry that signals a different approach to a well-worn sub-genre. From the Bloomberg News, one of the strangest, most exhilarating blockbusters in recent memory, it's a truly bizarre piece of art that's somehow both grotesque and extremely moving. Okay, from Newsday, the first negative review that we have here, 28 years later tries hard to outpace the original film and keep up with the culture at large, but instead it lumbers slowly behind. Okay, so up next, from the San Francisco Chronicle, Garland and Boyle have made a different film than the other two installments and deserve credit for that. From The Independent, here in the UK, 28 years later is a post-Brexit, COVID-conscious take on this world with ideas about nationalism, isolationism, and weaponized culture added to the mix, but it's punchy and simple once again. From The Wrap, the filmmakers haven't redefined the zombie genre, but they've refocused their own culturally significant riff into a lush, fascinating epic that has way more to say about being human than it does about re-killing the dead. From IndieWire, wildly unexpected for a film that's been promised for so long, this tense and tender post-apocalyptic drama contends that to exist in denial of death is to corrupt the integrity of life itself. That's pretty philosophical itself. From Empire Magazine, with 28 years later, Boyle and Garland return to breathe thrilling life back into the overexposed genre. There isn't an obvious choice in sight. And finally, from Variety, typically we look at adrenaline-fueled entertainment for catharsis. Boyle thrilling reboot offers enlightenment as well. So there we go, guys. Out of all of those reviews there, we've got one negative, and even the negative one isn't really all that negative. But a lot of these reviews, like the through note seems to be that not only is it engaging because of the kind of the horror nature, it's because of the heart that's in this movie as well. That's what elevates it. Not just being a mindless zombie flick that you can throw away, but the fact that it has sort of this coming of age story about a boy who wants to save his mother in that kind of heartwarming, center, that delicious heartwarming core, if you like. That really elevated the movie, and I think that's why it's done so well, because people can relate to the story that's at the heart of this movie. But there we go, guys. So that's the top critic reviews. Going back over, again, 92% from 142 reviews and 69% audience score from 500 plus verified ratings. So across the board, this movie is doing incredibly well with critics and audiences. But the big question that remains, even though it's doing well with critics and audience, can it do well at the box office and generate enough revenue to make sure we get the third movie in the trilogy greenlit? Because at the moment it hasn't been financed. So Sony are going to be looking at this. They're going to be hoping for a good box office. Let's hope that they get that, and hopefully we get news that the third movie is going to be greenlit, because they've already shot the second movie. But yeah, I'm really curious as to see what the opening box office weekend numbers are going to be. Let's cross our fingers and hope that it's going to be good news, guys. On Sunday or Monday, whenever the box office figures come out, I'll make sure I report on it for you guys. But thanks so much for being here. Jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this tomato meter and the popcorn meter. Love to hear your feedback here, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. As always, make sure you become a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so far. It goes a long way to supporting the content and everything that I do here, so I would really appreciate that. Also, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with future videos and content going on the channel. And with that down, I will see you, as always, in the next video.